Hello, I'm Caleb, and we're going to be talking about the Facebook marketing plan. Okay, looking at their basic overview, we've all heard of Facebook. It's a social media platform. It was founded in 2004, and we all know Mark Zuckerberg is a co-founder and the current CEO of Facebook. And any user can create a free profile. They can do anything from personal pictures, photos, and they can connect with old friends or meet new ones. And as of 2020 second quarter, their average monthly users reached 2.7 billion. Now, Facebook main mission statement and objectives have changed recently. Mark Zuckerberg sums up the mission statement with the following quote: "Bring the world closer together." And technology has certainly made the world smaller. Users can now share, connect, and communicate with other people instantly. And Facebook is about making that connection easier and faster. Looking at market segmentation very briefly, their demographics, about 7 of 10 adults use Facebook. The average user does have 155 friends, and 54% of users are female, and 46 are male. Now looking at the geographic segmentation, Facebook is physically, located in Menlo Park, California, and about 90% of their active users are outside of North America. And again, the country with the most users is India, with 270 million users, and America follows second with 190 million users. Finally, in terms of psychographic segmentation, users can personalize their accounts, and Facebook algorithms utilize their big data, and they can track users' expectations and experiences. Looking at some of their major competitors, we have Snapchat, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Snapchat has 218 daily users, and it has a much younger audience than Facebook. Their average user is about 16 and slightly younger. LinkedIn is more of a professional-based social media website. It was created in 2002, and it mainly helps employers find potential employees. And the company's annual revenue was about 6.8 billion in 2019. Now, Twitter finally competes with Facebook for users' time and engagement. It was founded in 2006, and it currently has more than 320 million active users. Finally, the current macro environment in terms of Facebook and the social media world in general. The trend for consumer privacy is growing, and increased regulation is likely to follow this. Recently, we've seen Apple announce in their iOS 14 update that app makers will have to get users explicit consent to conduct consumer behavior tracking advertisement to create targeted advertisements. And Facebook has claimed that it will cripple their ability to create personalized advertisements through the App Store and through the app environment. And through their preliminary testing, they found a 50% drop in publisher revenue. And these speaks to a larger trend of Facebook needing to adapt to an increasing trend for consumer privacy. We've all heard of the Cambridge Analytica scandal that saw Mark Zuckerberg testify before Congress. So this is a major area for Facebook to adapt. Being said, we're going to kick it over to Neil, who will talk about their SWOT analysis.
All right, guys, my name is Neil, and I'll be talking about the SWOT analysis today. So first of all, Facebook is the largest social network worldwide. It's larger than Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all of the other ones, which then leads into the fact that they have 2.7 billion monthly users, just like Caleb said earlier. Now, with that being said, Facebook owns Instagram, WhatsApp, and Oculus, which are all large companies to begin with. Facebook also has a 55.9% market share of the social media site visits in the United States, which means they get over half of the social media site visits per year. Now, Facebook is also a really great company to work for, and they were voted 71st best large employer to work for last year. Facebook is also constantly updating their applications to keep their consumers happy and follow the market trends. And that's all led by Mark Zuckerberg, who is their leader. He was also the first billionaire at the age of 23. Now going into Facebook's weaknesses, one of their weaknesses would be that 98.5% of Facebook's revenue came from advertising. And as great as that sounds, if companies find more efficient ways to market their products, then they'll stop using Facebook to do that. Another one of their weaknesses is consumer trust. A lot of consumers don't necessarily believe that Facebook is doing the right things with their information. Some people think that they're selling it off to companies who are using it for bad stuff. And with that being said, many users also believe that Facebook spreads fake news and they're not willing to share everything that everybody posts. Now moving into the opportunities that Facebook could potentially have in the future, they are always innovating new products, such as the smart glasses, which they're partnering with Ray-Bans to come out with in 2021. Other than that, they have the expansion of existing apps, which they already do a great job doing with the Facebook Marketplace, Facebook Messenger, stuff such as that. But there's always room to add more stuff to their already existing platforms. And just like expanding on those, they also can create new apps with their deep pockets that they already have. Now moving into the threats that Facebook could potentially have, they could potentially have countries banning their platform, like China, Iran, North Korea, and Bangladesh already did. And another one of their big threats would be competitors, such as TikTok, which has blown up in the past year, or other platforms like Twitter. They also have cybercrime, which is a big issue. People have been stealing other people's identities on Facebook and taking all sorts of information. And like Caleb already mentioned earlier, Apple's iOS 14 update is one of the largest threats Facebook has, because it's going to make it much more difficult for Facebook to have people, or to get people's information off there. And now I'll pass it on to Reese with the marketing objectives.
All right, I'm Reese. I'll be discussing Facebook's marketing objectives today. So on the surface, Facebook is typically defined as a platform used to give people the power to build communities and get closer together. However, from a marketing standpoint, their objective is quite a bit different. In order for Facebook to create a profit, the platform utilizes advertisements and branded content. Because of this, the main objective is to get users engaged with their feed and keep them engaged for as long as possible in order to maximize the number of advertisements the user is subjected to. The more time a given user spends on their feed, and the more active they are engaging with various types of content, the more Facebook can learn about the given user. Once the system is more familiar with what the user is likely to engage in, it's able to place the most relevant advertisements into that user's feed. The more these advertisements run, the more Facebook earns from the businesses providing the advertisement. So the main objective becomes this: how does Facebook keep users engaged for a longer period of time? And how can the users engage with the platform in the first place? To do this, Facebook utilizes a large selection of media types and gives content creators financial incentives to create the content that users want to engage in. And then if you could go to there we go. Video content is now the most effective way to engage users. And throughout recent years, Facebook has grown as one of the internet's top platforms for video content. By giving users an incredibly diverse selection of video content to choose from or stumble upon, this medium is provided to be the most effective media style to keep users engaged. Facebook has also monetized this content for creators by paying the creator based on the number of views and clicks the post receives. The videos you'll find typically on Facebook can be humorous, inspirational, practical, informative, etc., and can include multiple levels of promotion. For example, one kind of video that's been incredibly popular and proven very effective in engaging the consumer is videos based around food. You might come across a video that is a recipe for a specific dish, and the video itself may be put out by a page that specializes in content about cooking. Within that video or recipe, a specific brand or certain ingredient might be highlighted. By doing this, the page has effectively marketed itself while also effectively inserting another brand in the video, marketing their product as well. Promotions like this are typically financially beneficial to both the Facebook page that posted the video due to Facebook's monetization incentive for creators, as well as advertising dollars from the mentioned brand. and the brand that was mentioned within the video as it gains the brand more exposure. This system is far from exclusive to food-related videos and exists in most videos posted to the platform. Photo sharing has also been one of the main mediums Facebook has used to engage their users from the beginning. It's been recognized as a platform used to share images. Though it was originally built as a place for individuals to share images of themselves or their lives to keep friends and family up to date and involved in the user's life, it's now taken on various other roles as well. Photos can be deeply powerful medium for many different objectives. Businesses can use photos to advertise their products. Activists often use these images to promote or dignify their cause. Political groups can use these photos to quickly convey a message or promote issues, and a whole lot more. Images have been around on Facebook since the start and are an extremely effective way to keep a user engaged and scrolling. The beautiful thing about photo posting on Facebook is that they're quick to engage a user and they don't need to be watched for a specific amount of time. If users find an image they like, they can quickly like the photo, share it with their friends on the platform, and continue on to the next post in their feed. This gives Facebook more opportunity to insert sponsored or branded content in front of the user more frequently. Written posts are also an effective means of engagement. Just by sharing a thought or a comment on your Facebook feed and keeping one's friends engaged with their page, more traffic and opportunity for advertising can be created. Over the years, Facebook has also involved various games within the platform. Though these games aren't typically part of someone's daily feed, they're still a very effective way for Facebook to keep its users engaged and maximize their screen time. This also helps to give Facebook the opportunity to collect more data about what the user is interested in and what type of content will engage the user more. Finally, Facebook has also now branded itself as a useful platform for business to operate. With the addition of Facebook Marketplace, Facebook has now effectively made itself one of the top destinations for consumer-to-consumer purchasing. They've also created a seamless platform for users to both buy and sell whatever legal products they'd like. With the existence of location services, users can easily post their old items or various items they have created and make them available to other members of their surrounding communities. Not only that, but it also makes Facebook an effective platform for small businesses to sell their crafted products to people all over the globe. These businesses can use Facebook's other mediums to create advertisements, pay Facebook to promote these advertisements, and then sell directly from the platform they're using for promotion, thus making the platform an effective place for business to consumer consumerism as well. And now I'm going to pass it off to Sierra for our market strategy.
Okay, our key marketing strategy is to refine push notifications on the Facebook app in general. So if you're a frequent user of Facebook, you may be getting notifications that aren't particularly pertaining to the content that you want to see when using the app. So just creating a more user-friendly and curated experience in a whole. The video content strategy focuses on the ad revenue that is gained from Facebook's videos. When you're watching a video on Facebook, more often than not, it's because you are interested in it and you want to see what it has to talk about or say. So creating ads that more pertain to the videos that you're already watching would definitely help create that user-curated, more personalized experience. The photo strategy incorporates the use of Instagram, seeing how Facebook does own Instagram. They have a huge market that they could play with here. And looking into the demographics, typically seeing users who are using Instagram are Gen Z, millennials in that age range. And by using follower tags, kind of going off of the Instagram Explore page to create a feed, when you log on to the Facebook app and you open it, you might be able to see a couple of photos based off of a particular tag that you are interested in or follow. The gaming strategy talks about familiar styles of ads associated in games. So similar to the video strategy, when you're playing a specific game on Facebook, you're more likely wanting to see or interact with ads that pop up that already pertain to what you're playing. And this also leads into niche targeting because you can look into specific users and what they're playing, the types of games they're already playing with, and targeting these types of groups, you can go from car games, cooking games, words with friends, and it kind of creates a little bit more stratified targeting method. The Facebook Marketplace strategy also utilizes the younger generations, Gen Z, millennials. As you may know, thrifting and secondhand shopping is a huge market right now within our generation. So targeting those specific people and also creating a tag similar to the photo strategy that would be specified for categories where you would want to see specific things posted, rather than if you're in a car selling group, you're going to receive notifications on every car that's posted in the group rather than the specific maker, model, or price that you're looking for.
Hi, my name is Jay. I'm going to be doing the digital marketing and marketing research portion of this presentation. I went over what is Facebook using now, what does Facebook need to become a better company, and what does the market show about Facebook. What is Facebook using now? Facebook uses the Facebook custom audio tool. This allows marketers to upload contact lists that includes potential clients, emails, user identifications, or phone numbers. Advertising campaigns used on Facebook are tailored to a specific audience that can be customized by the marketer. Facebook Messenger. Other social media platforms offer Facebook Messenger, but Messenger has a $1 billion active user monthly that send about 60 billion messages per day. In 2016, Mark Zuckerberg, founder and CEO of Facebook, laid out a 10-year plan for the popular social media company. In the plan, Zuckerberg announced that he would make bots much easier to implement in Facebook Messenger. Chatbots will improve customer service with less human interference and quicker response time to complaints. Messenger will eventually eliminate the need to call for an order or even use the company's app to place an order. Soon, a simple text in Facebook Messenger should be the common way to place an order. Facebook also has the brand awareness objective that allows users to reach maximum exposure according to the attention their campaign is seeing. What is needed? Better communication with marketers. With users averaging almost an hour a day on Facebook, the potential to reach eyes is limitless. This reach can also be a detriment to the company. With the ability to reach billions of users, Facebook simply can't communicate with all of them. Many smaller advertisers are losing money due to spending on ads that are not able to work when the platform is down, and the lost opportunity for ad space that is relevant to the brand. Facebook has been known to have a non-existent relationship with their advertisers. Make marketers aware of the target audience feature. This ability to customize your target audience is the reason why there was a 50% growth in advertisers between 2015 and 2016. This feature is relatively new, and many advertisers who are new to the platform don't know about this feature. If you were to not use the target audience feature, your brand would not be promoted across all the social media platform, and it would fail to capture an audience. Marketing to a target audience is one of the key features of Facebook marketing, so it must be used to have a successful marketing campaign. What does the market show about Facebook? Decrease in monthly active users. With over 2.5 billion monthly active users, growth is predicted to slow down heavily in this metric because of the ability to reach people. Diversified portfolio of services will keep Facebook thriving. In 10 years, much of Facebook's operation will look similar to what it is now, but the services available through the company's social apps will be far more diverse. Now I'll pass it off to Sierra.
Hi, my name is Sierra, and I'm going to be talking about the target audience for Facebook. So they do have a huge market. In general, they have, like has been said before, they have 2.7 billion users. And within that, the average user is about 18 to 49 years old, which for a brand is actually very large age range. And within that age range, it doesn't vary that much. So basically, just as many kids are using Facebook as parents are. Something to point out is the fact that teenagers are using Facebook. In 2019, they reached approximately 113 million teenagers through advertisements, which was more than any other platform. But within 2019, in the second quarter, they did decrease in their number of teenagers by approximately 2.6%. This is possibly because of new apps such as TikTok and Instagram gaining more popularity to be pulling them away from Facebook. Another group to point out is elders, people aged 65 and older. Basically, this is a really important group to look at because while they are the current smallest demographic that Facebook has, they are growing the fastest. Since 2012, they have since doubled the amount of users that are this age, and this is the most popular social network through all of the social network apps. Facebook has about 46% of this age group. And looking at their global market, it is important to note that the US and Canada actually have the lowest number of monthly and daily users, and that most of their users are based outside of North America, and about 40% alone are in the Asia Pacific region. And based on Facebook's trends, they should really be focusing on elders and people that are in the Asia Pacific region. Moving on to their segmentation strategy, based on their two target markets, it'd be really important for Facebook to look into region based off of the Asia Pacific region, and age, looking at elders and possibly looking again at teenagers to see what they can do to possibly get that market back. We really appreciate everybody for listening and watching our video today. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to comment below, and thank you again.